Hello, hello, hello. Tuta here, coming in the Gun Search Pad, bringing you another video of War on the Sea with a mod that. Congratulations to Apollonier, Reesebees, Flying Doug, uh, Dog, Doggo, I think it's Dojo, ISD, Chimera, Krasnova, Yorti, and oh my god, I can't tell. Here you potentially dangers or daggers. AL573, Ramsey and 2, Chozy, Talisman 90, and Sail 451, and Jenny Anna. As soon as I won't fix this. So obviously, as you can tell, this is a post too tall, and it's gonna be post too tall for the first two videos because evidently, looks like the update that struck TC during the stream struck me. All my microphones have been disabled. I don't know why. So, yeah, fine. Anywho, I just bravo. This mod has, while it doesn't fix many of the problems I've had with this game, mainly the balancing in the form of combat, it has definitely improved the balancing in the campaign map as I have felt so far. I have yet to really run into any problems, and I probably will much, much later on. Eventually, when I get like 5 episodes in, I'll do a review of this mod for sure. But yeah, so as you can see right now, the screen is a little bit zoomed in. That's because I had to take away my Empire at War. I'll explain more during in a separate video on that one. And I didn't notice it until I look over to my right. Thankfully, it's very quick. I only miss like 5-ish minutes, I believe, of it as I go through explaining the map. And this is where we talk about the changes of Alliance, where we are based out of Midway, and as the only place we can get it. And unlike us, well, Japan has much closer supply hubs. They have multiple level 5 ports in the area that they can call from, which is a little bit of an annoying problem. Truck is going to be the biggest problem, and I explain more definitely at the end of this video. Well, I will when the map pulls it up to it, of just how much of a problem this is going to be. Because depending on which side you start at, it doesn't matter. You are in a position of disability. Because these are all fortified islands that basically everything's the same, is just blue. Except for occasional islands like Truk, Pelou, and Rabaul. Those aren't as high level as they are in this. They're neutral. Because Japan, you start off in December 8th, right after Pearl Harbor. As the United States, 25th of February. So, you pretty much start on the advance. Now, it's a little bit tricky to figure out what I'm doing right now because I can't remember too much since I recorded this late in the night. And probably talking about how all the bases are. But I think I can describe stuff like, well, here's the Truk in Iwo Jima. Truk is a level 5, so they can pull out ships there. Haven't ran into ships there yet. You can do it from Hong Kong as well. And there are occasional places in this in these islands where we still have troops. Like in Manila, we still have troops up there, I believe. But you start off in a heavy position of disadvantage. Here I'm scrolling down trying to show Horn Island, Port Moresby, which has Japanese troops on it, and Malayan Bay. You can't see them because they're so far at the bottom of the map, and I have it zoomed in. But they're so far at the bottom of the map, it's actually quite hard to get to. One of my complaints about the mod is I mean, I know they're constrained by the map. I don't think they can actually make it any bigger, but it's a constraint they have. Well, something they added that I love is this: the custom rearming mechanic. Fuel takes 5 fuel and 25 supplies to per ship that expands ammo or lost plane. Lots of supplies. You need supplies and fuel to rearm ships. Makes sense. Zero point 0.5 and 10 supplies for 1 plane loss, and 1 to 10 supplies for replenishing airfield aircraft. Now the AI doesn't get this, and I don't know if they're going to do a way to balance that or not. I'm not quite sure. As well as there's something else I can't remember. I'm not sure what I was talking about here. I really wish I did. But the tricky thing is also that they seem to launch. They can launch almost all their planes instantly from the air bases, which terrifies me. And I think Midway is not going to have a problem. Did they increase the range of the Dauntless? Can't remember. So, and right now it's very quiet. The game's been very quiet, so I'll be fixing that like episode 3 as unfortunately I can't. And there I go. I fixed the map. That's for me. I noticed it at 6 minutes in. Yay, that's probably good. I noticed it earlier. Yeah, now you can see how low to the map these 3 ports are and how hard to get to. But one thing I do love about this map is it makes places like, for example, Guadalcanal much more important than it is in the base game. Base game is just your victory point, so you just capture it and fortify that so they can't take it. Easy enough. This one, you actually have to worry about taking Guadalcanal, or even then, it might be better to take a different place. Like, maybe try and bum rush Revolve. But the tricky thing is, though, we have to hold on to Port Moresby. And as you can see, there's a lot of red between our 3 of holding on to Port Moresby and Malign Bay and Midway. Lots of red. Tarawa is probably going to be the meanest of them to deal with, Wake and Tarawa. Then we got Ball, but we can side skirt around it that way between Santa Cruz and Guadalcanal here. Trying to side skirt around it. And I think it's time we start building stuff. And I like how in the command points you can't see it right now because, well, you probably can't, but we have 300 command points and a nice amount of CVLs, like carriers, which will be great for escorting convoys, especially with trying to get them in to deal with air cover. Like, for example, Vogue's going to be great. Independents are going to be probably the best for a fast convoy, and I think I have an idea on how to deal with that. Do that. Then you got the Bogues and the Casablancas. Be great for just regular carrier escorts. And even then, just like, well, ASW duty. And then, well, for CVs, we got Northtown. All of them, which is nice. So I like that. We got Lexington, her interwar. And Saratoga as her late war, my personal favorite, obviously, Wasp. Then we got the Essex class. The Essex class with the long bow. And then the Screw You Essex of the late, which is more just death. Death, and more death. No midways, unfortunately. And I think if we go to the standard battleships, we got, Tennessee, California unavailable. Yeah, I think she was actually completely sunk, if I remember correctly. New Mexico, all of them, but they won't be available until September 1st. We got New Mexico, Mississippi, and Idaho. And I think we got all the Colorados. We could get the Colorados now, but I don't. Pennsylvania we have, and we don't have Arizona for obvious reasons. She's kind of in a few pieces. Yeah, we got the Colorado, Maryland. We don't get West Virginia. She's probably, I think she's at this point under her refit. Or, well, she's probably still being repaired and salvaged. I don't think you'll ever get her back. Yeah. A good amount of standard class battleships, and they only cost 70 for Colorado, which are 16-inch guns, so it's not bad at all. For battleships, though, we've got our, North Carolina, South Dakotas. They won't be available, but then we got the Iowas, all four of them: Iowa, New Jersey, Missouri, and Wisconsin. Then we got the Montanas, which is Montana, I believe it's Montana, Death AA, and Airs for the guns. But like Montana, Ohio, Maine, New Hampshire, and Louisiana. We don't get them until quite early in the war, honestly. And then we get the Illinois, which is Illinois and Kentucky, Iowas with 18-inch guns. And the Kisaragi, which I don't think I'll ever use, because it just looks stupid and ugly. That's pretty much about it for our battleships. Yeah, the Japanese still have all their standards. They just have the extra Heisen class, as well as Shinano becomes a actual Yamato class battleship. And you just got the Heisens. Standard battleships, but we now actually have to be fighting a Kagi, Kaga, Suryu, which, as you can see, has a little bit of a bug there. Normally, not supposed to show those numbers. So, Suryu, Hiryu, Shokaku, Hiyo, Taiyo, Unryo, and Ryujo. So yeah, Taiho's going to be a fun one to deal with. No new heavy cruisers, but we do get too few good heavy cruisers. The Alaska and Guam. Again, Death AA. And one extra light cruiser that I like. We can't get the Clevelands until a specific time, but we get the St. Louis subclass, which is St. Louis and Helena. Oh, and there's that bug. I don't think we get those. I should probably have checked. I'm going to check those, see if you can actually use them. That would be hilarious. Yeah, St. Louis launching a bunch of zeros. That'd be really weird and hilarious. But yeah, St. Louis and Helena. Not bad ships. Much better than the original, I would say, because they have much better anti-air suite. No new destroyers from the United States, but we do have the Clemson and Wicks, as well as the APD classes of the Clemson and Wicks. And, well, anyone who's seen Brad Kinnefeld's video on the United States construction should know that those escorts don't come into play until, 1943, and we get a lot of them. Just kerplonk. Here are some escorts. Hope you need them. I think now we start off with our building of our fleet. And we're going to get a carrier. I'm not going to get Yorktown class, even though as much as I would love to. We're not going to get Lexington. We're going to be getting not Wasp, but Saratoga. For one reason and one reason only. Her anti-air will cover, pretty much keep her safe. She can help stand alone. She doesn't need a massive fleet. Well, she does, but she'll hurt any attacking aircraft. After a few tests I did, I pretty much had her alone and mean. Now I believe I was thinking of putting a St. Louis in here, but I thought about it. Like, well, Americans have better long range anti-aircraft, so let's get another Atlanta. So I believe I get two Atlantas. I was thinking of getting a heavy cruiser, but I'm like, nah. And then I go for a destroyer, and we're gonna pick, if I remember correctly, we're gonna pick a Benson because it's got the same 5-inch guns as all the others, but it's got less torpedoes. So and we can't get the Fletchers, which is unfortunate. I would love to get Fletchers. I mean, the second I get Fletchers, that's pretty much all I'm gonna use. And so at first I was confused on why the Sims cost more than the Benson. I was confused at first. Because Benson has better anti-aircraft suite, honestly. I think the Brown has a very good suite as well. But I was confused at first. And then I realized, oh, it's the number of torpedoes. Benson has 5, Sims has 8. So then we get 2 Bensons. And that's pretty much it for the carrier force. 168. Now, in the base game, I would not have enough to even get... I'd only have enough to get 1 more fleet. Nothing good. But I still have 132 left. Now, my test game's always got battleships. This next week, battleships. But I'm not gonna, because we can't get anything good. So we got Baltimore. We got Wichita. But we're gonna go for New Orleans. Because they are a good middle ground. Very, very good. With I like cruisers. I believe I get to St. Louis. I still wish they had better anti-air. No, I get Brooklyn. I get Brooklyn herself. If I remember correctly. What am I talking about? Why is it... Is it frozen? Oh, don't tell me it's frozen. Let's take a look. Is it frozen? No, it isn't. It's still going. So what am I talking? Why am I not building anything? What is going on inside my head? Did it freeze? No, it's got to have frozen. No, I didn't. Okay, I was just being weird. Okay. This is the problem when sometimes when Windows updates, so I'm just being weird. What did I do? I can't remember. Then I get 2 porters for the surface gun. Don't know why I sent them on a course. And now we need a convoy. And they're going to be escorted by Clemson and Wicks until we get our escort ships going. So, oh, I know what I'm doing. I was pulling up, probably right now I'm pulling up the mod for Tokyo Express. And trying to find out which of these cargo ships have the most cargo supply. I know which one has the most troop supply, but I know not the one that has the most cargo supply. My dumb ass should have known it was the C3 cargo ship that would carry the most. Didn't think that one through. Probably what I was doing. We're going to C3. So we get that one, the Harris class. Which can carry 2,000 troops on board. And then, oops, that was probably a little loud. Hey, come on, me. Find out that it's the C3. Find out it's the C3. There it is. And I believe I get 2 of them because those just carry so much. And then I'm thinking of getting, after that destroyer. I still have a bunch of points left. I have a total of 7 left. So we get some Clemson Wicks APD. Now, if I had known at the time how little these things carried, I just probably would not have gotten them. I probably would have gotten either another cargo ship or even another Clemson. Same amount of ammo, same depth charges. Heck, even because of the torpedoes, they might be better off for being the escorts in case of the other Clemsons, but oh well. looking at their speed, the fastest ship is 18.4, which is this Type 3C or Type C3S TAC A1. Not the most, but it doesn't carry that much cargo, is the problem. So, yeah, when do I click OK? Yeah, I think every ship in this are armed, so that's nice. But it's funny, the destroyers aren't gonna have any dual purpose guns. Although I'd like to get the Clemson with the 5-inch guns. That would be fun. And done. So there's that one. And I believe I go up and manage their cargo now. Yep. As you can see, not that much. Only 50 more. It's not really that much worth it. Unless they're slower than the regular Clemsons. So it's like, why not just use regular Clemsons instead of the APD ones, which I'd be good for bringing supplies. Have the APD ones bring supplies and the regular ones bring troops, but that'd be an even. Yeah, doing the math, it adds up to 3,280 for those C3's supply. Which isn't enough to cover or it is enough to cover all those troops. I think I bring a total of 3,000 troops because I put them on the EPDs, I believe. But more supplies on the Clemsons. I hate that you no longer have an even number. And my first goal is to try and get them down to reinforce the troops at Port Moresby. That's the plan. It's the original plan. Not necessarily how it goes. And we got USS Saratoga. Be the Saratoga group. Turn it into a circular, obviously. Carrier in the center. Destroyers up in the front. Don't know who that number is. Don't care. And then we'll have Atlanta and Juneau on the back near protecting the carrier. So we have lots, and I mean lots of 5-inch boom booms. And yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think I'm sending these, and I do inevitably send these cruisers, you'll see in the next video, to bombard Tarawa. You just knock it down a peg. And I believe I keep them in a line ahead formation. Yeah, Brooklyn's in the center, which is very an interesting one. Don't know why I picked it that way, but I did. And then with the C3 formations, while convoys like that, it still looks very weird. I don't like it. It is better, I think, honestly, for the convoys to be in a 3-column scout. Not 3-column. Well, that one would be good for later on carriers. Circle's pretty so good as well. And I think I start talking about my plan here, which I might as well. And I think my plan is quite simple. Focus on the Marshall Islands, taking, probably surrounding Truk like the United States did in real life. Focus on taking the Marshall Islands, which include Wake, Tarawa, while at the same time making a priority to support Port Moresby, because we got on our nations the USA, Great Britain, Australia, and Netherlands, while we're fighting Japan and Germany, with our home port being Midway. And we only get 40 points per week, so it's going to be tricky to try and keep these rolling in. Now, I think I explained something here when it comes to this. The ship release refund, 100%, because I'm also playing on the balance, is pretty good. I like it. Sink yield is 1 to 6. I really wish that was better. It's a problem because it's like you could easily balance that with the rest and repair time, because all ship base delay 3 days makes perfect sense to me. When it comes to days per destroyed region, you can make that a little bit more meaner. Here's what I mean. 3 days base for a yellow damaged light damage makes perfect sense. When it gets under 50 and turns red, that 3 I think should become to 4 or 5 days. Be fine with that. Or 4 days. If the region comes completely destroyed, 5 to 7 days, I would say. Really hits home that, for all intents and purposes, that part of the ship is now somewhere floating in the ocean. There's a massive hole in it. Like, you have a whole destroyed bow. You're not fixing that in, 10 days? Some bows is only 1, 2, so it'd be a total of 6 days. Yeah, you're not fixing that in 6 days. No. No. Especially since our home island's Midway. That rest and repair would be, for a longer time, would be the trip back to the home states and then back to the front line to be brought out. So I think you could do that, as well as then increasing the I'll make more of this info when I do my review. So I think that might be better. But yeah, my original plan is to hold on to Port Moresby, and then after I get secured in Port Moresby, take the Marshall Island chains. Everyone around there except for Truk. Well, hopefully getting Port Moresby to a level 5 so I can build ships from there and then use that to focus on the Solomon Islands. That would be beautiful. It would give me a very close base to fight Rabaul with. It would be very nice. Probably Malign Bay, just focus that on airfields. Horn Island, I'm probably not going to worry about too much, honestly. They use them as sort of a scouting area there. But it's probably that. And then once we get the Marshall Islands and everything, because at that point we'll get a more steady base income of points. Probably go for the Solomon Islands. I think that's what's going to be happening. So we're going to focus on, well, the really nice they said highland hopping from island to island. We're going to be doing something slightly different. We're taking the whole Pacific. That's what it's going to be. We're going to be taking the entirety of the Pacific, and it's going to be a lot, and I mean a lot of crew management. And at some point, I feel like they're probably going to have to increase the amount of supplies you get because it's going to be so tricky. See, we got troops there in Davao. Should have troops. I think we still have troops in Manila. Yeah, we have Manila. There are 15,000 troops there. I can only imagine how many Japanese troops are there. That's a lot of troops we have there. 15,000. That's going to be a bitch to deal with. And see, along the whole island chains, we still got troops everywhere. So, but yeah, the goal is Marshall Islands first, then Solomon Islands, which will definitely secure our position in Port Moresby, and then we can focus west. Probably go around New Guinea, conquer the south, take the first island of the Dutch East Indies along New Guinea, go under the Philippines near Pelu Island, Guam, and Saipan. That will surround Truk. Will allow us into. Hopefully by then I should easily have a big enough fleet to just deal with Truk in and of itself. And then move on from there. Now, this is something I like about Victory at Sea Pacific is they have an automatic, like, you build cargo ships and it automatically worries about that supply. Automatically, they sign up to cargo fleets, and then that whole fleet goes and worries about supply hubs and everything. You don't have to worry about it at all. I also like the fact that every individual fleet on that map, it's all modeled. And so you can have like Task Force up north, and then Task Force south of like Truk, and you can still have your planes fighting it and have these massive fleet groups. It's pretty good. I might do it at some point. Might. Just that the models of the ships are so bad. It's horrible. I hate them. They're so bad. So bad. But yeah, this map makes things like Guadalcanal so much more important than they are in like the base game. It's awesome. It's amazing. Makes them so much more important. I ended up thinking I'm like, and at first I'm like, I'm gonna send them to Guadalcanal, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna go take Guadalcanal because that will give us a much safer passageway to Port Moresby. It allows us to have constant air cover there. Just gonna take a little bit. It's gonna take a lot. And honestly, thinking about it, I wouldn't be opposed just having a group of 8 APD Clemson just running troops and supplies, little amounts of troops and supplies, to and fro, to and fro, to and fro. Would not be against it. Can't carry engineers, which is annoying. That's where I think they would be good at that part, carrying engineers. At least 100 engineers. Yeah, so I was thinking of putting these guys here. They end up don't coming there. As I said, you'll see. And let's show the range of the map here. You can see the B-17s can reach quite a ways away, which is good. But how much time do I got left? 2 minutes left. Don't know what I was looking at there. The income. The income is so you actually have a base limit on the amount of troops and supplies and engineers in the field you can hold at your main base. You go over that, and they just go waste. You don't get them. So always keep them rolling as much as you can. It just makes life easier because there'd be as I said, wish there was an automatic way just to manage convoys to have them take stuff there, and so it might be good to just to stockpile places and bases away from Midway, and take from that stockpile. Probably have just a bunch of C3s and troop ships, or even just a bunch of C3s and C2s just carrying supplies and personnel, and have the troop ships just go to Midway, take the troops from there, and then run. But yeah, that's about it. 40 seconds, so I think that's going to be doing it. This is Too Tall saying thank you for joining me on this, well, really weird setting up Let's Play of War on the Sea Pacific campaign. Stay safe. And as always, as I want to at some point invade Yokosuka, have an awesome, awesome, awesome day.